by showing you a preset 8-set unit. Like I said, the reservoir bag is connected to the distal port. The long loop is that which goes to the patient. And that from the pumping unit is a short loop which goes from this pumping unit to it goes from the pumping unit to the 8-set reservoir capsule. And like I said, that which is not in use is protected, is sealed off, is covered using this device. So when you clip off, to clip off, there are two types of clips you can find on an 8-set. This is the type, the simplest type, which we have readily available. You clip it off with this, the equipment is presumed to be airtight. And when you exert a gentle pressure, blood flows naturally from the tube that goes to the point of bleeding. That's from the peritoneal cavity, blood flows through this tube into the bag, as you saw earlier in the on the surgical table. Blood flows from this tube into the reservoir. When this is filled up, you now connect. Although you do not have to wait, you now connect this. You connect this to the distal port. You still clamp up. When this is filled up, you now open up the clip. You open it up. So it's now free to move about. And once you open it up, blood will drain into the reservoir bag. Like you observed on the operating table, the equipment comes in a sterile pack. This pack has to be opened to get out this device. As you can see in this case, this was gotten out of this. Now, the equipment is in double packets. An inner packet which holds each system, each unit, and an outer packet, which is the bigger one. The equipment has 3 ports. There are 3 ports. 1, 2, 3. It's best displayed here. 1, 2, 3. These are the 3 proximal ports to which you connect a short tube. Like I said, there are 2 tubes within each packet. A short tube and a long tube. The long tube goes between the equipment and the patient. This you hand over to the surgeon. The surgeon will introduce this into the cavity from which blood is to be drained. The short tube is between the pumping unit, which is the manual pump, as in this case, and the blood receptacle through the filtering unit. Now, you can also connect this to an automated device which uses electricity. But in this case, the manual 8-set uses a manually operated pump. So the short limb is usually connected between the equipment and the pumping unit. Now, the distal port is that to which you connect the reservoir valve. This is the distal point. You can connect the reservoir bag. Mind you, it must be mentioned that the operator must wear a sterile glove. So you now have this arrangement of a short tube that goes between the pumping unit and the equipment, and a long limb which goes between the patient and the equipment. And these are the proximal limbs. The distal limbs, the distal connection, is that which goes from the distal port to the reservoir bag. Once this connection is completed, the next thing is to clamp off the distal loop or distal connection from the bag to the equipment. And of course, the introduction of the long loop into a pool of blood, of liquid, creates a closed system between the tubes, the equipment, and the pump. By exerting gentle pressure, blood flows from the tube into the equipment. I repeat, once the closeness has been achieved, a gentle pressure on the pump, you can see the movement. Are you seeing? And you will see how the equipment. Are you seeing? Yeah. A gentle pressure leads to suction. Once the loop is closed, or once the system is made a closed system, a gentle pressure will lead to a suction. Each packet of each set contains a short tube which you connect from the pump to the each set device, and a long tube which you connect from the pump. The free end of it is handed over to the surgeon, who introduces it to the point from which blood is to be salvaged. The third connection is that which goes to the distal port and leads to the reservoir bag. Now, I have just demonstrated, and I want to repeat it again, that by exerting a gentle pressure, you can see the flow. You can see the flow. And the whole thing is now in the reservoir, the rigid reservoir, rigid capsule, after passing through the filtering unit. Now, the next stage is at the end of collection, you clamp off the unused limb, and of course you dislodge your pump. You can now open. See, you can now open, releasing the clip. Are you seeing? Are you seeing? The system now empties into the bag. You can see. Are you seeing? The system now empties into the bag. This is very straightforward. When this bag is full, this bag is about 1 liter, but when it is well filled up to the brim, like you saw, completely filled, like you saw in the operating table. This can take as much as 1.5 liters when it is fully distended. You connect this to the distiller. You connect the short one to the pump. As the short one goes between the equipment and the pump. You connect the long one between the equipment and the patient. This free end you hand over to the surgeon who knows where the blood is collected, in the peritoneal cavity or in the body cavity. And that is suctioned. By exerting gentle pressure, you can collect this blood.